Bonjour. Ciao. I really don't know how to start this. Hello, my name is Kenzie, and I'm guessing you already know that if you're here. This is the long requested video on how I'm a 19-year-old with my own brand, how I started it. I'll do a separate video on any tips for people looking to get into fashion and my overall story. So let's start off the basics. Hi, my name is Kenzie Kay, and I'm 19 years old. I run a brand, Kenzie Kay. This brand will be presenting a collection during Paris Fashion Week in September 2021, and it will be covered by Vogue. I don't remember what age I was. I was about 9, I think, and I had a design come in my head when I was going to sleep. I think I had a migraine, and then I just had a vision of inside of a garden, and I was wearing a little yellow polka dot dress, and my sister was in a white dress, and my parents were there. My parents were in dresses, but anyway, so I went and I woke up because I had these dresses in my head, and I sketched them out on the back of a planner I actually had sitting next to my bed. And then the next day I was sitting on the loo just looking through a magazine, as one does, and I saw, I think it was Elle, it was their spring fashion trends, and it said yellow coming into fashion. I was like, oh, last night I thought of a yellow dress, it's meant to be. And so I had already learned how to sew a little bit by then, but I decided to stick with it. I learned mostly from books. My mother taught me the basics as well as YouTube. You can look up anything. I did a brief course on draping with Moda How. Learned a bit from that, learned the more technical stuff, but mostly I am self-taught. And so I decided to just start sewing, and that's how I got into it very originally. So how did I become a fashion designer at 19? I actually started my business 7 years ago. I was 12, I'll fix the math on that. I was about 12 when I started. That's when I first got my website. It was kkcouture.com, and I started taking on clients. I just used to work on a client basis back then. I did not mass produce anything. And my first clients included just family friends, and then one of my dad's coworkers' daughters was actually an actress, and her name is Sophia Pernas. Love Blood and Treasure. You guys should go watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's so good. But anyway, she was the sweetest ever. I actually flew out to LA for a fitting, and I made her a gown. So that's where everything started to grow. I started to go to fashion weeks like Fashion Next in Portland. Love it. So much fun. Met designers like Seth Aaron and Michael Costello. They were so nice. It's funny, I would come back every year. Michael Costello would be like, oh, you're taller than me now. It was really funny. So anyway, that's how I started to realize, oh, I can actually get into this, because I would design and sew stuff to wear to the fashion weeks and would impress the designers as well as the producers. Everyone there is so nice. I have to give a big shout out to Lynn Frank. He introduces me to everyone, and I just love them all so much there. Tito, Bonnie, also. Everybody, the whole Fashion X crew is amazing. And so that's how I realized that I actually have a future in this industry, as well as I was getting more clients, making prom dresses, that sort of stuff. Then I was invited to be on Project Runway Threads. Let's ignore that whole part. Yes, I was on reality TV, season 1, episode 1, Project Runway Threads. It was never my dream to be on Project Runway, and my work on that show is embarrassing, so we're going to ignore that. But it really did give me a lot of substance beneath when I said I was a fashion designer. People knew I was not just a home sewer. And so being on the show definitely helped give me a level up there. I got invited to be in a magazine, as well as I did a few interviews, and that is when everything became official. For a while, I did take a break in sewing. I moved. I was going through high school and middle school. It was just a lot going on. I took a break. And then we hit 2020. This is where it gets interesting. In 2020, we all got sent home. Of course, I came home from college, and I suddenly had all this spare time. And I'm not someone that can just spend time watching Netflix. I cannot waste time. I had to be doing something. I'm like, why don't I start sewing? And then my friend Aditya Naidu, love you. I'll put his Instagram somewhere, maybe down below if I cannot edit it here. He told me, just start posting every day. You can do it. You take great pictures, you make great stuff, just start making it and posting it. And so I did. I posted almost every day, just about. I was on my stories, I was making them look beautiful, and I was sewing something almost every day. And this is how I really grew my audience. This is how I grew my Instagram to what it is today. And then I got featured on Le Parisian Style. I'll also link her down below, and that boosted me up. That's when I hit 1,000 followers, which was a big deal for me, because I went from like 600 something at the beginning in March, and I was past 1,000, that was a big level for me to hit. So after that, then I just kept on continuing to post. And then one day, then I reached out to Kelsey Simone saying, hey, I want to say thank you for making all this content, and I would love to send you a few pieces from a collection I have coming out, because I decided, let's just do a test. Let's release 3 pieces. Let's see what happens. I got all of the legal work set up. Pain in the butt. No one teaches you how to do your taxes. No one teaches you how to set up your legal work. School feels useless at this point. But yes, I am in university. I will not say which university because I don't believe they have helped me at all, and so I'd like to remain disconnected from them. So anyway, Kelsey Simone was so sweet. She's like, yeah, please, I'd love to wear them. And she said, yeah, I'll do a post on Instagram. And she ended up doing more than a post. I've been featured in I think 3 videos now. She's just the sweetest ever. So I sent her these pieces. I've also sent her like a Christmas gift since then, and every time she's just so nice about it. But once she posted a video and a few posts wearing my pieces, that just sold out my entire launch. So my first ever launch was in September. It was sold out within a month and a half, all because she wore these pieces which were in it, and that was the most amazing thing ever. And after that, I just kept on growing my audience and growing attention. Eventually, then a event that runs fashion shows for designers has reached out to me, and we're working on currently planning my fall fashion week show. Now, one of the reasons that this is so special to me is ever since I was little, I've dreamed. I had a PowerPoint put together on how I was going to show a collection at the Ritz Paris. Naturally, that's not actually how I made it, because I made that PowerPoint I think when I was 11. But it's been my goal forever, and now I am doing it. I am planning on documenting how I do that. I don't know if I'll do it in like a vlog style or just little reels. If you have any ideas, put them below or message me. I also have a showroom in LA coming up because the Paris show was originally supposed to be in March. We actually have a showroom in LA instead because it had to be postponed. COVID, of course, restrictions still in place. And so I will be posting all about my LA showroom. That is how I am a 19-year-old with a fashion brand.